Hey guys, thank you for tuning into this week's episode of the Dope Black Chick Podcast. Let me just say before I go any deeper, let me get the corporate stuff out of the way or the business out of the way. I am the creator and founder of IHearThatGirl.com, an empowerment lifestyle site for Black women. We showcase the truth and the true narrative of Black womanhood. Okay, I'm Kimberly Isis Thomas, also a confidence coach and accountability coach, speaker, and author. Now that that is out of the way, I want to welcome you to this week's show, and I am very passionate about today's topic because it was really grinding my gears, and I said, you know what, I'm going to choose the place where I always release some tension, which is the podcast. So I'm going to go ahead and let it out right here. All right. So, guys, Simone Biles. We got to talk about it. We have to talk about this. So, Simone Biles, guys, is an amazing athlete. Perfection at her craft. Okay? She is perfection. If you say you don't know about that, whatever. The point is, girl is the bomb, right? And so when it came to this year's whole Tokyo Games in the Olympics, it's already on thin ice because of this whole COVID pandemic situation. But on top of that, they decide that they will change, or should I say move the goalposts in regards to scoring in her competitions, right? Because she is so good that it's almost impossible. It's not really a game. It's not really a competition. So because, she's so good, let's, bring the scores down a little bit. That way it'll give people like a fighting chance. And so she's supposed to be okay with that, right? So anyway, our girl Simone shows up at the Olympics and we're like dominating. We feel like, our girl's going to dominate this. So she gets out there, and I think these are the pre-trials or whatever. I don't know. I don't really follow it like that. But for whatever reason, sis is like, mentally, I'm not here. They hating on me and still want me to perform my best when everybody else can be mediocre. Nah, I ain't here for it today. So today, I'm taking a black day. Simone Biles took a black day, okay? And the world went nuts, okay? What bothers me about this is it wasn't that, you had this backlash from, the whoever Olympic committee is, or the Olympic people who watch it, fans, because it's once every 4 years. But these people were like, oh, she's a quitter, da-da-da. But what bothered me was Black people jumping on board and saying that's not a good representation for our young girls to give up, to quit. That's not good. That's not how we do things. That's how we need to push it out. Forget the haters, this and that. Let me tell you something. Black people are so used to being better than 12 times as good as everybody else and being paid mediocre value, or being seen as mediocre or less value for the 12 times as good value you show, that we have become regulated to it. We think it's natural. We think it's natural to continue to give of ourselves to a system that does not care or value you, to continue to give, and that the only retribution we have is that we never gave up. Let me tell y'all something. There is nothing wrong, and ladies, please hear this. There is nothing wrong with taking a black day, when saying enough is enough and I'm done. I don't want to take any more. There is nothing wrong with letting go. There is nothing wrong with taking your moment. There is nothing wrong with getting a breather. There is nothing wrong with walking away. If that is what sets your soul at peace, Go for it, sis. Now, not only have we heard this rhetoric when it came to Simone Biles, but we've also heard that same rhetoric when it comes to Naomi Osaka, Serena Williams. Like, it's always this thing. And let me tell y'all, let me get to this height on today's podcast, because this is the point that I'm trying to make here. When it comes to black women are expected to give, and find the strength to give some more. We are expected to give all of ourselves and even more of ourselves, to the detriment of ourselves, to satisfy others and to prove that we are strong black women. I am done with that idea. I am done with the concept of the strong black women. This is what I call strength. Recognizing self above all. That's what I call strength. A strong black woman recognizes when I need to take time and inventory for myself. A strong black woman recognizes that I'm going to sit back regardless if they don't like it. A strong black woman says, no, this does not serve me. A strong black woman recognizes that her cup must be full before she can give anything. Y'all, it's crazy. It is crazy at the level of understanding or responsibility that black women have had in our community. But here's the caveat. We have this title of the strong black woman. She can handle everything. She's good on her feet. She thinks quick. She can make something out of nothing, right? We have that title. But how dare you speak on it? The moment you speak and say, yes, I can basically do anything that I want to do for myself, you're called what? Oh, see, that's what's wrong with y'all independent women. That's what's wrong with y'all. Oh, so you don't need nobody. You just told me that I can do everything. Why would I need you? Like, it's crazy. This position that black women are always put in. Black women are told, don't be too this, but don't be that. Don't be this, but don't be that. Don't be too hard, but don't be too soft. Don't be no punk. Don't love too hard, but then let somebody in. Don't be dependent on everybody, but don't be independent. Like, what do you want from black women? What I have found is that people want silence from black women. They want us to move, they want us to act, but they don't want us to talk. They don't want us to speak up for ourselves. We are just supposed to be whatever. We're supposed to be malleable to whatever the needs of others are. Because if you think about it, that's all black women have really been seen to have worth of in this country, is what can we do for other people. The only reason that black women even brought over here to do, it wasn't for labor, it was for reproduction of this product. I need her so she can continue to reproduce the product, and at the same time she can work. You see? So it's like, and then she can take care of my house. She can breastfeed my kids. Like, it's like a win-win with the black woman. She can go out there and work just as hard as those men. And then she can breastfeed my babies. She can cook our food. She can do all of these amazing things. And she's dispensable. That's how the world has seen black women. And to this day, it's the same thing. It's like, I want you to give of yourself. I want to tell you that you're not good enough. I want to tell you that your skin is horrid. I want to tell you your hair is just ghastly. I want to tell you all of these things. I want to tell you that you're just not beautiful. You're just not awesome. But I will tell you that you're really strong. You're like superhuman. I'll tell you that. And so then every 4 years, I want you to go win these games for me. Not going to give you half of the accolades that we would give other white performers and athletes. No, of course not. We're not going to do that. But I want you to go up there and win the gold for us. and be proud while you stand on the podium and and listen to the Star Spangled Banner that really just again gives the essence of how we feel about you. But I want you to do that in representation of this great country. And how dare you tell me that this is too much for you? Too much for you? That doesn't even line up with the story that our society has for black women. Like, it doesn't line up for black women to say that something is too much for them, because the world has been fed a story, a theory, a mindset, an ideal that black women can handle anything. So when Naomi Osaka says it's too much mentally, you know what? The world goes crazy. Who was the other, what was that girl, the singer? It wasn't Saweetie, was it? I can't remember. I don't know these new singers, rappers, whoever they are. But you remember when she was like, it was anxiety? And everybody was like, ain't no anxiety. What do you mean? We don't do that. There's no anxiety. Like, how dare you say you don't want to be bothered? Like, how dare you? How dare you limit access to yourself? Which is why I tell all of my clients, I tell all of the women that I work with, the women that I speak to, the women that I come in contact with, my friends, I am the biggest advocate of speaking up for yourself. You guys have got to learn how to use your voice. Use your voice. A black woman's voice has been suppressed. Of course you see us on the front lines, you see us talking all the time, but our voices are suppressed. We may speak for others, but we don't speak for ourselves. It's like taboo to speak for yourself. How dare you consider yourself above this family? How dare you consider yourself above work? How dare you consider yourself above the church? How dare you consider yourself above the community? How dare you take time for yourself? What? That is wasting time. God has given you talents to use amongst others. We have that mindset. And you got to wonder, where did this mindset come from? It came from your master. Of course I want you to use your talents for me. I would never tell you that God gave you talents to use for you. No. Those talents are for me, to benefit others. Because if you think that your talents are to benefit yourself, that's selfish and ungodly. But when your talents benefit others, that's true purpose. Yeah, unlearning is an amazing process. And I think as an adult, you should take like 2 minutes to question some things and say, how much sense does that make? Because in the same sentence where they say, you have these God-given talents for the benefit of others, right? In that same sentence, they'll turn around and say, your gifts will make room for you. Well, which one is it? Are my gifts for my benefit? Or are my gifts for the benefit of others? I believe in pursuit of my benefits, I can benefit others. Because that's called abundance. Like, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, you have a cup and you fill the cup with water. So if I'm giving myself a cup of water and I fill it up, then that filled cup is for me. But abundance begins to spill over for everybody else. Just the thought I put out there, you think on it, you ponder on it, but come on, that do make sense, right? Because you don't start out filling up a cup from the outside, do you? No. But I know what you do. I can tell you, I can give you an example of something that you do fill up from the outside. Put a sponge in some water and see what happens. It'll soak it up. So are you a sponge or are you the water? Like, which one are you? That's all I'm saying, guys. These are thoughts. These are things that I ponder about. But that situation with Simone Biles just really, really stressed me because, I have always dealt with that feeling of, and I don't like to call people users, but I just feel like I am for the benefit of others. Like, some of the things that I am and what I am capable of doing and the things that I know has always been for the benefit of others. And I'm like, when do I get the benefit of what I am? And, and it wasn't, and it isn't their fault. It's my fault that I allowed that thinking. I have allowed myself to be for the benefit of others, because I've been on the benefit of others first before myself. And then I had to change my mindset and say, well, I want to benefit myself. And then the abundance of my benefits will benefit others. And when I changed that and start living for me, I saw the benefits. I saw the benefits for myself. I saw the benefits for those connected to me. See, that's the mindset. That's the change. But think about it. For a very long time, you have been told that who you are and what you have to offer is for the benefit of others. What about if it was for the benefit of you? And in that moment, Simone Biles said, what I am giving out here today is not benefiting me. It is not serving me. To give my all, to give 10 times as much as some of the other people out here, and not receive my true value. How does that serve me? It helps them feel like they're in a competition, but how does it serve me? Listen, y'all, I don't blame baby. And when she said she was dealing with the mental was, I can't believe I let them play me like that. That was the mental. It's like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to play myself. I'm not going to continue to do this. That's the mental issue. How am I allowing them to continue to play me like this? I mean, it comes to a point where you have to be real about it and say, damn it, I've been enabling them to utilize me for their benefit and not for my own. So then you have to make a decision. Once you come to the light, honey, you have to make a decision. Am I going to continue to play dumb? Or now that I'm awake to this issue, that I'm woke, how do I change it? How do I make sure that what I'm doing is for my benefit? And for her, it was, I'm stepping down. She spoke up for herself for once. She spoke up. Naomi Osaka spoke up for herself. Serena spoke up for herself. So, lady, speak up for yourself. Self, the capital S, for your highest self. That's the one that's in you saying, this does not serve us. This is not helping us. Girl, I'm tired. That's that voice. That is the highest self speaking and saying to you, baby, not this time. So when you hear her say, not this time, say it out loud. Say it out loud. Say what you're thinking. No. Next time somebody asks you, can you do a favor? No, I can't. The next time, the church try to get you to do 17 jobs. Baby, say, nah, I can't do 17 jobs. If you only want to do one thing in the church, tell them, I can only allow myself to do one thing here. And I will give y'all all of me in that one thing. But I cannot do any more. Because if I give you more than that, I'm giving more of myself. And I can't do it. There's nothing wrong with that. But we have to be comfortable. We have to be cool at a place. We have to take control. Because I am upset at the abundance of black people, black men specifically, that believe this concept. And I can't even get mad, because it's like, if you are raised by a black woman who has been, a part of this society that constantly gives of ourselves, what example does that give to your son to see a woman bend over backwards and give all of herself to the detriment of herself for others? When he gets in a relationship, you know what he's going to expect from that black woman? The same. My mom did it. Why can't you do it? Yeah, I know we got 3 kids and you have a full-time job, but why can't you do what she's doing? She did it, and she didn't have half of the things you did, so why can't you do it? And it perpetuates itself. into this ideology that black women should go above and beyond and think of everyone else except themselves, to the detriment of themselves. You know? And so if you know a black man, I would encourage you to have him listen to this. Because I'm not saying that they just don't care about us. I'm saying that's what they've seen. So if that's what you've seen, you kind of flow with that ideology. Because I'll even admit myself that I've done it. I've thought that about myself. You know, I've seen my mom do millions of things. So why can't I? I even beat myself up because I wasn't able to do all the things that she was doing. It's like, oh, now if she was able to do that, I can do this. You know? And then I had to stop myself and say, but is what I'm doing benefiting others, or is it benefiting me? And when I started thinking of it that way, I was able to curb some of the things that I was giving of myself, fill my cup, and then spill over. Okay? That's it for today's show. I hope y'all enjoyed the topic and discussion. Would love to hear your viewpoints on it. Shoot me an email at thedopeblackchick@gmail.com. I keep forgetting that email. It's thedopeblackchick@gmail.com. Shoot me your comments, or you can hit me up on Instagram at thedopeblackchick. Yeah, until next time, guys. Peace and blessings.